Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is April 30th, 2025. It is a Wednesday, not a Thursday. Don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm all dressed up because I'm planning on streaming, actually. One of my goals for the day was just to stream while I research for an hour. I have a notebook here, so I'm just going to go ham on the gold standard. And I think that'll be fun. I think the goal if with the stream is going to be obviously in a month, I'm planning to be streaming moderately consistently. The goal with the stream is just to be high energy, be entertaining, and like make funny things and entertaining things out of political drivel. So we'll see about that. I want to have at least like three things to go off of. So I'll just pull it up right now. One of the things is the gold standard. I know they talk about fiat currency. I want to open that one. Fiat currency, fiat currency, fiat currency. Bretton Woods system. I do want to talk about that one. Where's fiat currency? I know there's a page on fiat currency, dude. For those of you who don't know what a fiat currency is and you're watching this without watching my streams, which you should go check out. They're really good. I say as I'm not done one, dude. That's a huge bet on myself in the future. Um, Fiat currency is like paper currency, like not it's backed by hopes and dreams essentially. Um, it's not backed by a precious metal such as gold or silver, nor by any other tangible asset or commodity. Hopes and dreams, dude. That's crazy. I also want to look up the Jamaica Accords, and there's one other thing that I wanted to do. Let me find not that. Monetary system, economic unit of account based on fixed quantity of gold, royal mint, commercial power. No, 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 no. Historically, banking crises were more common during the gold standard. I'm gonna do both of these. Banking crises. Okay. So yeah, I have those set up. All the goals for the day are to brush teeth, make a morning video log. We need to cash our work checks, and I have a other check that I need to deposit as well. I need to call Nancy about her taxes. I'll do that right after this before I do the thing. I need to trim up my beard. We need to hit Walmart. I need to get more Takis, and there was one other thing we were talking about buying that I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but we'll know when we get there. I definitely need to get a haircut, so hopefully I'll get that done after the stream. And then do the research stream for an hour. I want to eat some hot dogs and watch a Vampire Diaries episode, so I'm going to be pretty high octane after this, considering it's almost noon after I stream. So it's going to be a day getting stuff done, and I'll let you all know how it goes. So yeah, see ya.
One eternity later.
Good evening, everybody. Today was April 30th, 2024. 2024, bro. 2025. It's 2025. April 30th, 2025. I saw something at work that was packaged on the 24th. It was a non-perishable like can box thing, and it was good for like exactly 10 years, and it was like 2024 to 2034, and I was just like, we didn't just buy that. But yeah, that was what I said, 2024. So it is Wednesday. Goals for the day were to brush teeth, make a morning vlog, cash in my checks. I had a work check and a previous like return of premium check from my old life insurance company. I needed to call Nancy about my taxes, trim the beard, go to Walmart, get a haircut. Obviously, completed it. Me. You guys can see it better than I can. This side I can't see, but got it back in the bun, dude. Which is the goal for like 6 months, 8 months now. And then one of the goals was uncover water and take photos of the sprouts. I had a research stream that I planned on doing for an hour. I need to make hot dogs and watch Vampire Diaries. So did brush my teeth, did make a morning video log. You just watched it. Did cash my checks. Did call Nancy. Did trim my beard. Did go to Walmart. Did get a haircut. Did uncover water and photo the sprouts. About that, I did. All of them were like leaning towards the window that the sun came out of, so I flipped them, and so they're all kind of upright right now. And then I think in the morning they'll all be towards the sun. And then I did make hot dogs. My research stream, it didn't end up going for an hour, but I'll get into that in a second. And I did make hot dogs. We did watch Vampire Diaries while we ate. So day was actually really good. Woke up at 9:10, did the plants really quick. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance till 11, and then I prepped to stream, right? And so I streamed for about 20 minutes, and then Corey called up to me and then called me and was like, "Hey, bro, can you come help me with something?" And I was like, I'm streaming right now. Like, what's up? And he was like, well, there's a cat outside, and it's like, it might be in trouble. So we went outside. There was a cat in the watering box in front of our house, and so I had like a towel, like the cat could jump up, grab it, and like pull him out if he was like actually in trouble. But as we were like looking at it, I was like, it's kind of jumpable. Like he could really jump out. He's fine. Like he's totally fine. And then but we ended up grabbing like a branch and like sticking it in there that like the cat could climb up just in case, right? And then so I came back upstairs and was like, I don't really care to like restart the stream. It doesn't matter. It was kind of an interesting way to get into it, I guess, like an interesting start for sure. And then I waited for about a half an hour for Ava to get ready to go to Walmart, and then we did our Walmart run for it. Took about 20 minutes to do our shopping. We got Takis, candles, and pizza rolls, so that was pretty cool. And then I felt like there was something else that we were supposed to get at Walmart, but I don't know what it was. Off the top of my head, I didn't really care that much. And then after that, we went to Chipotle, and then came home. Corey and her both got bowls. And then we came home. I made hot dogs for myself, and then we watched some Vampire Diaries. And then after Vampire Diaries, it was about 1:30, so we went to go get our haircuts. Took it out till 2. Came home, and then I trimmed up the beard. And then, I trimmed up the beard. Took about till 2:30. I was watching a video. And then showered till 3. And then she put my hair up. Did all this awesome stuff. It actually looked a really good day. My boss at work told me I look like David Beckham. And like, I guess I could pull up the photo actually, now that I think about it. It probably will show properly on the camera. So he literally showed me this photo of David Beckham. Boom. David Beckham. And I was literally sitting there looking at it. I was like, bro, that is like peak white man dream, bro. And I was like, dang, okay, I thought it was a nice haircut. I didn't know it was like that, right? And apparently he used to wear this like this when he would play soccer, like back like this. But whatever, I didn't know anything about David Beckham, but he was a fine looking man. And then, I did the hair, and then I played some Counter Strike before work, and then left for work at 3:38. Got there 4:48, or I got there at 4:41. Wait, 3:38, 4:44. I must have got there at 4:43, and then went and deposited my check. I forgot to do it earlier. We picked up our checks after Chipotle. That's what, or before the haircuts. That's what it was. After Vampire Diaries, went and picked up the checks, and then went and my back is so itchy because of the sunburn, dude. Then we went and did our haircuts, and then so that was when we did the first check, and I forgot that I had the return premium check. Went and did that right before work, and then worked. Work was actually really cool. I served some regulars, and none of them commented on my hair. It's kind of messed up, man. No, I don't like actually care. I was like, this was the whole goal the whole time. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, it's nice, but yeah. Joseph said it was cool. Yasmin said it was I. My boss said it was super dope. Dishwasher said it was cool. I was like, let's go, dude. Everyone loved me here. I have no enemies. And then work is alright. There was a back table Yasmin had. I had a back table after that, and then my friend Callie Mae from high school came in. Hold on. Ice was getting in the way a lot. My friend Callie Mae from high school came in with her parents, and she told me about it. But so I was like, I was busy serving my back table, so I served them, and then I'd help someone else up front, and then my back table added on, so I was like waiting for all this stuff to go on. And they were apparently going to order stir fries like right at 7. So Yasmin warned them. They weren't able to get it. Whatever. Right. So they ended up getting their appetizers and then ordering. And then I had situated my whole table away. So I was like, okay, cool. I can finally go chat with them. So I walk over and I was like, does your older brother know you're here without him? Like, he comes in more often than they do, for sure. And they were like, oh, yeah, we invited him. He's got a meeting. I was like, lame. I looked over at Calvin and I was like, dude, see you, dude. And she's like red in the face, like completely beat red. And I was like, are you good? Like, are you okay? And she was like, well, yeah, I'm embarrassed. You called me like 2 months ago and I still haven't texted you. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like low key, kind of forgot. Like, just saying, just kind of forgot. Like, she's going to college to be an ASL interpreter. Or for ASL. She's going to have like an ASL degree. And, there's actually 2 things I want to talk about. Well, one was much more niche. This is the main one, was like contracting a sign language interpreter, like, will be necessary in the future for me. I was like literally just like, how is it work? Is it like the way everyone is? She basically explained it's like there are independent ones and there are agencies, and I was like, cool, yeah, it's exactly what I expected to be. Awesome. And then Yeah, we were just sitting there chatting. I was talking with her mom. She's a English teacher at the local high school, and yeah, super super cool. It was a really good conversation. Um, we talked about like AI and all that stuff, and apparently Kelly's anti AI, and I was just like, let's go. And I was like, I'm not really like anti AI. I just don't think we should like be up in arms in positivity. We should be realistic about it. You know, it's like if the negative things are glaring, why avoid them, right? It's like if the positive things are glaring, let's not avoid those either, you know? And I'm just such like a neutral person about everything, but I'm like passionate about the good. Like, dude, it's awesome, but it's also terrible. Like, there's good and bad in everything, right? I had really good conversations about that. I mentioned one of the coworkers, and she is in her class, and I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, she's very interesting. She was like, yeah, she's really quiet, and I was like, why doesn't she get that like that at work? It was really funny. But yeah, we were just goofing off, and I had a really good conversation. Then I got a table, so left. They left. Finished cleaning off my back table. Served the next table. They left. I think I got one more table after that, and then towards like 9:10 ish, a guy comes in, and I'd served him a couple times. Henry, I'd served him a couple times before. He's just a chill dude, so he comes in, he just gets his usual small pork and cheese, Q, whatever, and so I serve him real quick, and then I like was like sweeping behind him, and he was like slow night, and I was like, okay, cool conversation, that sounds good. And I was like, kinda. I was like, this time, yeah, pretty much. And he was like, oh yeah, it happens like that. And so I'm like, like he said something like, oh yeah, it happens sometimes. And I was like, what does he do? So I asked like, what do you do? And he's a bartender and a couple times over. And then so we get chatting, and we ended up talking till like 10:30, like half an hour after the restaurant closed, about everything. And like towards the start of the conversation, Ava had called me asking for food, which no big deal. But I was like talking to her on the phone, and then she just randomly, I was like, okay, is that what you want? Is that what you want? And then she just, okay, bye. And so I was like, okay, bye. Hung up. Went to go back to talk to him. And then she calls me back. I was like, why'd you hang up? And I was like, you said bye. And she was like, I was saying that to, I think it was her mom or something. Like, I was saying this to someone else. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? You just said bye. Like, I don't know. And so we figured out the food situation, and him and I got talking, like, oh yeah, I'm married. Um, like this and that. And he's like, you're married, you're young. And we're talking about that. And then he was talking about his ex-girlfriend. It was a really good conversation. And, yeah, we were just chilling. We got talking about everything. I was talking about the YouTube channel. I think I got a subscriber of it, which is pretty cool. Let me see how many subs I have. My channel dashboard. So, 90 subscribers, baby. Let's go. But yeah, he like pulled it up. It was like, oh, that's actually really good. Like, that's really cool. You have like 100 videos. And I was like, yeah, dude, I basically explained the goal was like run for president in 2064. I just want to be able to like learn all the stuff in that time and like have videos and just be like, this is what you need to be doing in order to achieve great things. Like, you got to be doing this. And I was talking about how having like an end goal that I'm willing to like consistently work towards has really inspired me to like fill out the planner, and how I went from like a I wouldn't want to say shit person, but I wasn't like responsible, and like I didn't shoulder enough responsibility to feel productive as a human being and like genuinely good about myself and my work, you know. And then 4 months later, like for the first God, let me look at this planner, because like I always look back at this and I'm just like, oh my God, dude, what was I thinking? And it's like I start and it's like 4 goals a day, set a bunch of goals, don't do any of them, like smite all around. Next week, yeah, I fill out everything, and then next week I fill out everything, and then I like kind of slip up and I kind of start taking stuff not seriously, and then I miss a day, and it's like, dude, that first month is so brutal. It's so brutal. You're sitting there just like beating yourself up over stuff you can't control, right? And you know, I remember like the first 30 video logs before I even got the planner were recorded, scheduled to upload, and just waiting. And I was like, it's so weird, dude. But you know, it was a really good learning experience, you know? And yeah, I was just talking about that and like the goal, and we got talking about political things a little bit, and how like the actual like real issues in America. and like media suppression and all this stuff, right? We talk about everything and like very critical, very critically. How do you say how do you say actually critical? Like we were talking about previous presidents and like good things they did and bad things they did, right? And it's like things they did that were good, but done in a bad way that affected us later, right? So we got talking about a little bit of that, and he was like just talking about life and like maturing as a person and how he thinks it's like a really cool long term goal. And I kind of he was 28, his name's Cade, and he was super cool, but he basically shared like it's really cool you have a long term goal, and I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm 21, so I still catch myself thinking back to when I'm like 16 and 17, just going like, if I could be that young again, if I could do it over. And I'm like, dude, one day I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be 30, and I'm gonna have the exact same thought. If I could go back and be 21, like that's if I could go back and be 21 and do it differently. And it's that's the experience of life. You live and you learn, but you have to keep moving forward. And he kind of expressed, because he is 28, but like I'm sure there's much deeper rooted emotions there, but just like, yeah, man, you do look back and like think about things you would have done differently, like things you regret. And I'm like, dude, absolutely. And that is the most normal human thing to do. Like, that truly, truly is. Because, like, you know now what you know, and you have the experience of what you know, and you have the fantasy that things could be different. But the reality is they aren't. And you just kind of have to live with it. And it's okay. And it's going to be okay. And I kind of seeded it in of just like, your life could change dramatically within 2 years. Like, dramatically, dude. And I had another thought that I wanted to express, but I wasn't gonna like shove it down his throat. Of like, our depression is gonna look so weird because a TV costs less than a month's food for one person. Like, technology in America is cheaper than living. Like, it's actually insane. Actually insane. So our depression is gonna look so weird because of that. And I'm like, I don't even know how. There's no way to accurately predict what it could be like. Like, no way at all. Because it's the first time in human history that it's happening. And we're living through it. And we still have this air about us of like, all the important things already happened. I actually don't want to have World War III. No, we won't be a part of it. We can just all live in peace and harmony and love. And it's like, no, that's not realistic for humans. Like, it's just not. Unfortunately, it's just not. Like, I'll fight for peace till the day I die. But at the end of the day, if I'm still alive, one eagle holding olive branch and arrows. At the end of the day, the eagle is holding an olive branch and arrows. At the end of the day, it's peace and war. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like it is what it is. Like we have to realize every single one of our individual actions are as important as everyone else's. And so everything you do is both insignificant to the point that it doesn't matter and completely significant to the point that it could literally change history as we know it. And that's just human nature, dude. And God, there was one more thing I wanted to say. I expressed that I was really lucky to um realize young that I had to model the societal member that I wanted to be. Like, I had to realize that I needed to become the person in society that I want people in my society to be. So I have to be the leader and take charge and do the high school reunions eventually. And I have to take charge and keep everyone connected, and I have to take charge and call people and make contact and interact with human beings who otherwise wouldn't get interacted with. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to do those things. But if I don't, who will? And if you have a planet with 7 billion people and every single one of them is waiting for someone to step up, going, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? No one's going to do it, dude. No one's going to do it. But if you have a planet with 7 billion people and every single one of them are both willing to follow and willing to lead, that's what we need. We need those people to follow and lead at the same time. Because if you're not willing to listen to the laws and also lead justice when laws are injustifiable, like unjustifiable, wrong, you have to have both to have a proper functioning society. You have to. And so it's like my whole goal is to model a model citizen. And it's like, yeah, if that's making stupid YouTube videos at your house, like whatever you want to do it with all your heart. You know? Like whatever you want to do, you can believe in peace, but be ready for war. And you can believe in war, but you have to also be ready for peace. Like you can't just do both only. But yeah, and he was telling me about how he went to school a couple towns over, and then he's learning bartending. He like has a bartending book and was like trying to do it high end, and I was like, dude, that'd be really really cool. And he was talking about how he has like health issues and stuff, but he doesn't really like social interaction all that much, and it's only been within the last like couple years that he's like gotten used to it. And I'm like, that's really interesting because if he's 28, he's not technically a Gen Z, I don't think. I think Gen Z is 2000. No, I think Gen Z is 1998 onwards. What are years for Gen Z? 1997, so 28. So he might be right on the cusp of Gen Z. But, I digress. What was I saying? Yeah, but it's just like that social. I attributed it to social apprehension. He didn't like really say that's what it was, or like really agree. I don't think he's like if he watches the video, he'll get it. But it's like he just was full of a lot of like anger and hatred and just like didn't like a lot of things, right? And it's like that kind of a lot of men do it that I see is just like something new or uncomfortable, so you share disdain for it. Like, I dislike this. Like, oh, that's new. I don't really like that. And it's like, I don't want to be that kind of person, you know, because I'm going to look back and just be like, I just wish I enjoyed life, you know? I did also express that I didn't want to be that guy who turned 60 and, like, his wife died. His brother doesn't talk to him anymore. His parents are both dead of old age. And you look back and just wish you did better, you know? Like, I don't know. I just don't want that for myself in the future. And I'm willing to work and be uncomfortable now so I don't have that, you know? I'd rather be the guy who everyone goes to the barbecue at his house. Like, it'd be really, really fun. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. That was a really good conversation. I finished up closing. Went and got into fries from McDonald's, brought home the special sauce that we use at work. And then she ate those. And then I played some video games. And then I made a video log. Here we are, day's complete. So goals for tomorrow are to brush teeth, make a morning video log, put away the April receipts because it's May 1st. New receipt envelope, organize and tidy the desk. This is all like stressing me out right here. Water and uncover and take photos of the sprouts, do some yard work, stream for an hour. I'm going to do call taxes. Again, she didn't respond today. And then I'm going to mix vitamin water. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole day planned. So yeah, this has been a run-on video log for sure. This will be a fun one to edit. Yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Have a good night.